I told our guys before the game that this team has beaten us 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, and I wanted our guys to understand that you have to take certain things personal. You know, you have to come up with this win. This is the last team that took our chance away from getting to the NCAA. You have to come out and establish something personal and mental for the next time you play them. And, you know, I thought it was really important that we beat them at their game. They slowed the game down, and we beat them in a grinded-out game. And I thought that was important. Devonte Elliott, another nice game for him. Max around the basket. You know, this is a good rebounding team. They're plus 3 or 4 in rebounding against most of all their opponents. But what was important is we got 16 assists on 45 shots, which is really big for us. Anything?
Coach, if you can talk about you talked about the tempo a little bit, and going into the half, you guys were down a bucket. Playing their style of game, you mentioned they slowed the game down. How do you, I guess, adapt to that level and play that kind of scrappy ball that you haven't been used to, but you knew that you had to fight back for every point?
Well, because most of what they do in the early part of their offense is false motion. They're only trying to score in the last 12 seconds of the clock. So you just have to stay in front of your man and understand that when the shot clock's running down, that's when they're trying to score. I thought we did a very good job of stopping them late in the clock. Only on the last couple of times down court, I thought we made some mistakes defensively and ran out on a guy that's not a shooter and he drove by us. That's a mistake. But for the most part, we did a good job when the shot clock was running down. They went to the 1-3-1. It was something we worked on. It's something that we run ourselves a little bit. But I thought we attacked it very well. When you look at the stats, everything was pretty even. But our defense is what really carried us. They shot 32% for the game, and they're a pretty decent shooting team.
And talking about that defense, coming off the win against Santa Barbara, you mentioned to the team that over those first 3 or 4 games, you had to get one of those on the road, and coming back and playing the next 3 now at home. Yeah. How big is it to have that defensive, that structure and that gel in the team?
Well, you know, with all the things that have gone on around this team, all the distractions, I have to commend our guys in staying focused and staying the course and really paying attention to what we're doing. As I said, winning 1 out of the first 3 on the road I thought was a positive, but it's equally as important to win that first one coming back home, because that gives your team confidence, and we haven't had a chance to play with any confidence yet. Our guys are feeling good about themselves. I told them that, you know, obviously they have tomorrow off, but you know, we have a tough week ahead of us, and it's something that we have to make sure we take care of our business, take care of our bodies, and really understand that this is the first time that we've been 500 in the regular season, except for maybe really super early in the year. So this was a very important win for us in a lot of ways.
Anything else, guys?
Do you think the learning curve was heightened tonight against a good defensive team like Cal Poly, but especially against your 3 guards coming off the bench?
Yeah, well, you know, you just never know sometimes what's going to happen. But I was able to juggle the lineup pretty effectively tonight, and I thought that helped him. Getting Landon out of there when I thought he was getting tired. Talon was able to keep the man in front of him a little bit. Getting Talon out of there when I thought that the pressure was a little too heavy for him. I thought those things were important. Getting Maxwell out of the game at the end when we wanted to switch everything. Not that he's a poor defender, but I had to make a choice. And I thought that, you know, and I was going to go offense, defense with those guys. But yeah, I think the learning curve, you know, every game you should learn something new. And if you're a freshman, a guy that doesn't play many minutes, if you're really focused on the game, you should learn something every time you go out on the floor. Even if it's something that comes from a negative, you should learn not to do that again in the next game. All right, guys.
All right, Max, we can talk about through your career. I was looking through the stats before the game with Downs and Meister about your career against Cal Poly. They've beaten us 5 times in a row coming into tonight, but you've been able to get better and better in each of those performances. What was it about tonight and at least getting that pressure off your back to come out and get the win?
Well, basically, we know their style of play. We know they like to slow the game down and score within the last 15 seconds of the shot clock. And me individually, I know that they like to use their lower body, to foul with the lower body to distract us from making shots. So basically, Coach was just saying that we need to go into the contact, be focused on making our shots, and for the most part, I think we shot a very high percentage.
And Devonte, over the last couple weeks or so, you've really found your game on that outside. Do you think that your size and ability down low, you got some points in the paint tonight, was able to open up your game against them from the outside?
Yes, definitely. When scoring down low, it gives me a better opportunity to get on the outside and knock down my shot, and me being comfortable with the shot. So.
I guess the one thing that stood out to me towards the end of the game, the team broke the pressure, and you had a pretty open look from the elbow, but were able to, I guess, find Max with that bounce pass or over the top, whatever it was. What do you guys look to do to work off of one another?
Well, in that situation, I seen Max there before I even got the ball, so I was kind of a step ahead of the defense and seeing how the defense was going to rotate and stuff like that. So.
And how big is it for you guys coming in and winning that second game of the weekend, knowing you had a big win on Thursday, able to come back out and get it on Saturday?
Yeah, it's very big. Continuity needs to be there in order to be successful in this conference. We're totally past our non-conference. That doesn't even exist anymore, so we're just focused on conference, and we're happy that we won the last 2 games, but those games are gone, so we need to focus on UC Irvine, and they're a very tough team. They have one of the tallest teams in the NCAA, so we got a lot of work to do.
Anybody else?
Steve, you think this game's going to prepare you well against UC Irvine? You played a physical team tonight, and I know you like that physical style, especially down there on the block as well. Now you're going against a team they've got some height now.
Yeah.
Down low. What do you look for in that game coming up?
Basically the same thing that Coach told us this game. I mean, going into the contact and not being scared that they're going to block our shot or anything like that. Just being confident in our shot and just take it to them the best way we